workshop, Village of Crooksville. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Lacey, what you got for us this evening?
Up first, just want to let everybody know, Thursday at the climbing wall. Sounds like they had a good turnout. Everybody was pleased, so glad that started. And I know the Rice has kind of walked her through everything, so it's a good start to it.
Good.
You've got your Star Ohio paper in there, just to update everybody what January's totals were with everything.
What was this for?
Up next, we've got the Baroque bill. You can see that it did go up, but we had a lot of breaks because of the cold weather. There were a lot of breaks that the guys were on, a lot of meter pits blowing out, just different things, but it's all due to the cold. For the meter pits, we did start buying, it's like an insulation that you put
Good.
down inside of them.
Yeah.
So as they need switched out or they're working on them, they're going to go ahead and start putting those in them. That should help a little bit. So, but that is why the Baroque bill is up. But the guys have been working really hard, checking abandoned properties and all of that. But I know even over the weekend there were several pretty good sized leaks. So
Empty
breaks
homes.
and
Yeah, empty homes and
Yep.
just freezing and thawing.
yep.
These breaks, they're the old ones, they're not this new water system we put in.
No, it's kind of all over the place, but most of them are on the old lines.
It said, one of them told me, or one of you all told me that it was service line breaks, wasn't it?
Yeah, and some of them are service line breaks. It just
Between the house, between the house and the pit.
yeah. So, but that's why the Baroque bill is up this month, because we have those below zero temperatures, and so, but the guys did a great job. So,
Back to Pool Park real quick. We have money elsewhere too, don't we, for Pool Park? I mean, what is,
Other than in
we'll
the-
be getting our
Taxes soon.
Yeah.
That's it.
we
right
get the
there.
first half of it. We should be getting soon, so that's why park and pool's lower right now, and then we'll get a good bit.
Well, that's
No,
just what's in
I
the
mean,
Star
just-
Ohio.
That's what's in Star
Oh,
Ohio.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have
No, yeah, your other fund balance
Yeah.
there for Pool and Park is
Like 30.
$30,635.64
Yeah, but we'll be getting.
as of 2/3/2025, and then you get your advance on taxes for the first half of last half of 2024
Yeah.
here in another month. And the tax statements just came in the mail today for property taxes, so those will start trickling in.
Yeah. I know.
But we do that at the first of the year. We ask for the advance on taxes so we can get paid a little sooner.
So, and up next, Mayor Moore, kind of wanted an update on, the hit list, the plans, on what we've been doing. So this is the same list that I had passed out last year, I think,
Yeah.
of where I compiled all the lists that we could find that Tom had, what you guys had. So, and just kind of updated it on where we were at. Let's see. So like the Industrial Drive sidewalk, we received the grant, and we're hoping to apply for the second part of the grant. I've reached out to Grant Schooley in regards to that to see if we could get that. I know it's last minute, but to see what we could do about getting that second phase engineered. So, hopefully, the walking path, we're still in progress with that one. Looking for grants. I'm trying to think. The Fairview Heights Booster Station, it's another one that's in progress. We do, Mayor, I know you had questioned that.
Yeah,
We do have a backup pump, so if something were to happen, we have our bases covered.
Good.
We have the PTI. At the time, we had Levi and Kenny both here, and now we have neither. So we don't have anybody, and even at the time, we didn't have anybody in-house that would be able to do all of it. So basically, we would need to lay the lines, and then someone would need to lay the concrete pad, get the station moved, and then basically start to plumb it, and just kind of piece by piece. So some of it we'll be able to do, and some of it we won't be able to do.
Right.
So as spring gets here, hopefully we can get this moving a little bit.
Okay.
But there is a backup plan with the pumps and all that, just in case.
B1B6 is getting ready to start.
Yeah. Should be starting sometime this month, so
I did see that email today that Grant responded back to the was that the EPA? Oh, let me look at that note.
where he had responded to all their questions that they had.
Yeah, yep. Since the water's out there, they're accountable now, and they were wanting to know when the pre-construction meeting was and when the contract time has started and all the kind of particulars so they can start making a file and a note on it. And
What are you talking about where?
here,
The B1B6.
B1B6 sewer project, the EPA reached out Friday and wanted basically starting. Wanted to know if the clock was ticking. And the clock's ticking. Yeah, he did mention today that lead times on material, for some of that is rather lengthy.
I know the generators, it was 40 some weeks, I
Yeah,
think.
it was a
The
while.
generators was the longest thing.
Majority of the work has to be completed by the middle part of August this year. And he's like, we're still kind of looking at that, but we may have to adjust those dates because of lead times on material.
And it's hard with a lot of the bigger projects. No one can anticipate how long it's gonna take to get some of this stuff in, so. Buckeye Street Bridge replacement, we're still working with ODOT, it's still a work in progress. I know they're working on the right-of-ways. The guy from Volkert was in today and touched base with several of those individuals. So that it's moving. We've added the dewatering of the Reservoir 3, which I got the proposal for that. Haven't had time to go over it, but I've got it. Pickleball court will go in this spring. The new playground equipment will go in this spring. The utility billing software, that's started, so hopefully, I know we have a meeting with them this Thursday, so should get a little more information on that. I know the guys have started talking, and there had been talk of it before. We do still have some old steel water lines that weren't upgraded in 2019. And I know out at the water plant that area is a big area of concern. And then there are, I think, 6 or so houses on Ceramic Road. So we're gonna need to start looking for some grants to see what we can do with all that.
Okay.
So, what else does everybody else have that they'd like to see moving?
Like I mentioned to you this morning, I think, we had the pre-engineered section of phase 2 on the China Street storm drain project engineered. It was 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. I think it's, we've been building up the stormwater project here, utility for 10 years. It's been 17, going on 18 years. time to maybe get that updated, get the cost updated, and maybe go out and look for the monies on that to help get that project moving along. And phase two, just to remind everyone, would run roughly from certified all the way down to the alley between Hall and Taylor Street. That was phase two cutoff right in there. So that's a pretty good length of China Street midsection there that would get those catch basins and storm drains updated and get the water from the hills rolling down and getting drained out accordingly. I know one of those drains, it's probably been 6 or 7 years now, over on the other side, on the northbound side, it rains and it doesn't drain at all. The one that was kind of in front of the old bulk plant, it'll rain and lay there for a good long time because it just doesn't drain. You know, it's either plugged or it's collapsed. You know, it just doesn't collect anymore. It just has to gravity feed. You know, you get so high, the water just rolls to the next drain. But when it levels out, it just has to evaporate or drain off onto the other properties there. So, and our storms are really going to get worse. More rain. They've been saying that. So we get more downpours, more amounts of precipitation in a shorter period of time, and those little old clay basin drains or catch basin drains just can't catch it all anymore.
An update on the baby pool. I did get with Jan. A letter was sent out ending the contract with Mach 1. Talked to Jan about bidding the project out. We've got to have it engineered. So the engineering plans that we had through Mach were incomplete. So basically we're going to have to, I've sent everything to Grant with Brantus to see what all can be salvaged, what can be used, what can be done. So that's kind of where we're at this point.
Okay.
It seems like every time we think we've got a deal, we end up getting smacked in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was a real kick. But
We need some cold mix
Some pothole filling.
right down here. We on Shriver's going over the bridge.
okay.
No sides. I mean deep ones. Along
This
three
is
tires.
nobody coming or something's
Pull out.
coming.
Okay.
Where else did I see one? I saw
Mhm.
pretty- They're starting to pop up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cold and warm, and then cold and warm.
Yep.
They're gonna
Yep.
pop up.
3 weeks worth of cold,
Oh,
then it warms
to
up.
follow up, they cut out a section on South State Street on that new paving, Columbia Gas, or
Where at? Where at? on
right there in
South
front
Street?
of Andy Baker's.
Oh,
Right where?
yeah, on the corner there. Andy Baker's old
Right
place.
where Andy Baker's old place. where
Yeah.
Andy
Winter
lived.
Street and White House between them.
They probably cut out the tap. They did that in front of Sleepy's there not too long ago, didn't
Yeah, but they come back in and paved it, and at least,
they? Did they patch it?
patched it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does take them a while to get back around to.
Especially.
We'll let them know that he's fairly
Yeah.
doing the road away.
Especially with the way
Just-
the weather is. Yeah, that's the way it works too. You pave something and
As soon
then
as you pave it, someone cuts a hole in it.
dig it up.
Yeah, and I know the potholes, the guys are aware of a lot of them, but with the cold
Time.
mix, they've got to get it inside and get it warmed up enough to use it, and it's kind of
Not been good weather.
not great weather, so. I know as soon
They're
as it
starting
warms
to-
up enough, they'll be out
You'll
there in
be
full
ready to wrestle.
force. So,
China, 1 gallon China free. Where did I see that? News Buckeye.
Tom and already had him done, Bill.
he would. He for sure would have. For sure. Probably be out working on it right now.
They probably would be.
Yeah,
After the meeting.
After the meeting.
Bill saw up.
I bet.
That's just normal
Oh yeah,
weather.
yeah.
Normal weather related. yeah.
Well, and we've already had so much bad weather, and with the plowing and the salting and everything, it just kind of compounds itself. So, but that's kind of where we're at on everything. Does anybody have any questions about it?
Any updates on the insurance work, estimates and so forth on the Belmont building? from
Yes,
the-
I did receive, because we're sending out the checks and then they're sending us a check to reimburse us. So I did get one, from Willett, who's the one who just had done it.
Yeah.
So I had some questions on the bill, so I'll get a hold of him tomorrow, and get it clarified
all
and get
with
that
his-
sent.
With his new estimate?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just kind of the way he's got it broke down, I want to make sure as we're sending it to the insurance that it looks the way it needs to look.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, it's a little more than what it was when we had to fix it, but the damage is more extensive.
Sure.
So, but I just wanted to make sure, but we do have a quote and I'll get it sent to him as soon as I get things clarified with,
Did it
Mr.
just, did it shove the whole frame of the doors in? Or did it bust the glass in the doors as well? Do they
The-
have to be replaced?
the doors
again?
have to be replaced.
All again?
And I think they're almost $6,000. I got the quote on that, I want to say Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, that whole left side basically like kind of
Just-
shifted it.
And you can.
Like the ceiling and
I know
everything
what's-
is gonna need.
I know what's going through your mind.
What kind of doors we want,
I didn't say a word. I just let you know how much the doors were going to be.
Man, garage door opener cheaper than that, isn't it?
We could keep the garage doors open all the time if they run in. They can run in.
Sounds to me like we gotta put a steel or iron guardrail.
Well, we
they
put
said
Well,
concrete.
we could give them
little
concrete barriers.
blocker things, yeah.
Like it is now.
We put
Whatever
one of
they're
those
called.
things you put like in front of a, like they put in front of stores.
Balusters, I think they call them.
Baluster.
Yeah.
Bollards,
Yeah.
like they put in at Walmart, drill down and.
We put fire hydrants in there.
Huh?
Fire
I mean,
hydrants.
it pushed it in pretty good, and then the ceiling on the inside it hit hard enough that it just kind of pushed all of that.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Wow, yeah, it got that door good then.
yeah. I mean, there's glass clear. The
What was
guys
they
got it
driving,
clear
a
back to
car
the-
or truck or?
It was a truck.
Truck with a trailer on it.
It was that one snowy morning.
And you can see, like, it's pushed everything out all the way up to. So, but it's moving.
Okay.
So, and I hate to say it, but so far so good on their insurance company.
Well, that's good, I'm surprised.
around here.
As far as
Very much done
they
on into
can
the-
tell without getting into it, because I know once they get into it, sometimes they find a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, they don't sell them. They're just plastic. I mean,
It's pretty simple. You can see that all of that's just shoved.
Might not be a bad idea, the lawyers in there, couple of them,
Pushed
three.
it all.
It's crazy.
Drill down, it's
And then
steel
went in for
casing, filled
50
full of
years.
concrete. Especially where the doors are, you know, them glass doors, that's why Walmart did it, you know, keeping people from just
All the way back there.
flying from the driveway, you know. They've gotten
So
things
hopefully
before
once
where
they get up into
That's
it,
that window there.
maliciously, you know,
this window
people
is
just
good.
drive right through them doors and just
The
make it a
right window
drive-through.
here was pushed out.
I think
So we'll have to see
they
what
would look
we
a
need
lot
to do
better
with it.
than them concrete barriers there.
Sure.
Our guys may be able to do that.
What? What are you looking at me for?
I said,
Just
Mr.
drill
Locke,
down
you wanna
in and-
see it?
Yes,
Yep.
definitely, I want to see it.
Get through the blacktop first. however many layers of brick and block there, go 3 feet down,
Yep.
put a steel casing down in there and fill her
Put a
up.
plastic thing
And
over it to
then
make
put
it
a
look
plastic
good.
over it, yeah,
It's still just a steel bar in the ground.
full concrete.
You can put rebar, a piece of rebar in the middle if you want.
I mean, it's,
And
Let 'em
just
hit that.
Cover it with a pretty plastic,
Yeah, it won't be,
red or black or blue or whatever color you want.
go,
Probably red and black.
yeah, go red and black.
Put some reflectors around it. People don't hit it.
Insurance companies will thank you. Instead of a $7,000 or $15,000 building repair, it's just, hope you had car insurance, you know?
Sorry, your car don't run anymore.
Yeah, and it's gonna stay there too, depending on how
And I'm
how
glad
hard you
Trix
hit
is
it.
okay.
Yeah,
His truck was stuck in there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It was in there
It
good.
wasn't like the last one that was able to back out and drive away. This one here had to stay there. It was stuck.
He had to be towed out.
Lifted up and out.
When Mark called and said there's someone in the Beaumont, I was hoping there was a person in the Beaumont that had broke in.
Stealing all the food from the food
Yeah.
pantry was my first thought.
Yeah.
I did not think there was another vehicle sticking out of the Beaumont, but
Yeah.
so. But yeah, that's kind of what I've got for tonight.
Yeah, weren't we back to the old cast iron lines out at the plant? That section of water line there coming out of the plant and coming into town. That's plastic there. It was just, I think they're 40 years old.
I'm just going off of what the guys had told me earlier, and I
Okay.
just know that
I thought that water line was back in the 80s when that was put in.
it could
Coming
be.
to town.
I
There was a
just-
section there, Tom said it needed done, and that's the one. It's still, if not that asbestos pipe, I
Is it
I
still
don't know.
cast iron?
Yeah.
I think so.
It is.
That one section there.
All right. Well, we put in for grant money on that, didn't we? Didn't we start that process?
No, we had talked about it at the time and kind of decided it wasn't the right time for it, and but
Okay.
we can definitely.
All right.
I think it's the right time.
I
I think
think-
we need to get moving on it.
There's grant money out there for that. I
I'm-
truly believe that.
I'm gonna reach out to Heidi
Fine.
and see. You know, she's done a great job with the grants for the B1, B6, and see. Because especially out of the water plant, like that needs to be done
Yeah.
like
And we're
10 years
always-
ago from the sounds of it.
We're always digging that field up.
Yep. Because that's every time we're losing water, that's one of the first places the guys go to. And probably 40% of the time that's where it's at. So,
That larger bill might have been due to Lacy to some, I don't know if it would have showed up on this reading or not. Out at the school, they had a 4-inch line in the building, and I'm sure it showed up on their water bill.
yeah, and all of that would be in consideration because I didn't. Sherry was out today because normally I would be able to pull up the difference between
What
what was billed
what
and
was-
yeah,
What was collected.
That might have been, you know, it might have went up, but I think a lot of it might have been billed.
yeah. And I know a lot of people when the weather is that cold, they leave their water trickle.
Trickle it.
So, and that would be
Now,
another
this was
reason.
running it, blew a hole through drywall,
Really?
sheared some wood,
Yee.
blew a hole through a wall
Inside the building itself,
inside the building itself, the new
K8 or
football stadium.
Oh.
Oh.
Somebody didn't have the heat on, huh?
Folks can turn it down. It was really, really cool to turn it down inside the south side wall, I think, where it was at.
Yeah, sure. 10 below zero will do that to you.
But I mean, I was just thinking, you know.
Oh, yeah,
why that
for
pump
sure.
Might have been some,
Yeah, I'm sure part of it.
might be billed water.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sure
I'll-
would be. Anything on the school grounds coming in from the meter would be a
Yeah.
would be a
I mean,
already
I think it'd be
already
metered.
metered and billed asset
So you
there.
might want, I mean, might look like because of water loss, it might not be our
Right.
water loss, it might actually
Yeah.
be school water loss. So there's a chunk of it, I'm sure, because it had icicles in the attic.
Oh,
4 6-inch icicles, so it
Oh.
ran for a little bit.
Wow, that's no good.
well, you guys didn't have school for that whole week, so.
2 foot, I'm sorry, 4 6-inch, they were hanging.
Well, you didn't have school for a week, so there's probably nobody in there, right?
Yeah. Nobody down there on that side, that was visitor side,
Oh,
non-union side.
anything else come for the good of the order this evening?
Just one question. How many the meters we have to put in yet for the ready read meters, the ones that electronic ones, the new ones?
We haven't been able to move any further on those just because we don't have enough guys. There's been a lot of projects and we haven't been able to catch up and get any more of those done. I don't have an accurate reading at this time, but I'm not even gonna guess. I know that we're down to the end of it, but there are still several that need to be done.
Do we need to buy any more to
No, we
have them
don't.
ready
We
to
have
put in?
we have them.
We
It's
have.
just having the staff available to be able to do it.
So, we did advertise for help. Did anybody apply yet?
Yeah, we've had multiple applicants. We had 3 interviews Thursday, and we have 3 more tomorrow. So,
That's good. There's interest there. That's a good
there's
thing.
interest. We've had a lot of people pick up applications. We've already had a lot of pool applications coming back in too. So
Good.
Yep.
things
That
are,
was my next question. I
Yeah.
know it's cold and it's wet and
Yep.
yucky, but how about the pool? Because soon enough, 90 days, it'll be here.
hey, I'm ready. Bring it on. I was just happy driving to council tonight. It wasn't pitch dark
Yeah.
on my drive in. So it's starting to
We gain
shift.
an hour. We gain an hour a day like in February. So
2 or 3 weeks will be in March.
yes,
The way to look at it.
it's gonna
Wait till it's 90 degrees.
time changes in a month from
too.
now. So
Me too.
it'll be really late in a month.
What was that?
I said, I can't wait till it's 90 degrees. It can be 90 degrees every freaking day. I don't care.
Amen.
Amen.
I'm ready.
I'm for that too.
All right, we're adjourned.
Turns off, I don't like it.
So what was the water bill? What?